From Television City in Hollywood, it's Card Shark. Here's the host of Card Shark, Bob Eubanks.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Card Shark. We're going to have a good time today because our contestants can win a lot of money in our show, and you'll see what I mean. Before we start playing our game, though, let's meet our two dealers, the lovely ladies who deal out the cards in Card Shark, and here they are. Susanna Williams and Lacey Pemberton. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
If you would, please. You all right? Go over there and start dealing out the cards, and we're going to pick it up from where we left off yesterday. Lacey will be dealing the red cards to our returning champion, while Susanna deals the blue cards on the lower level to our challenger. And as I said, we're picking it up from where we left off yesterday. And while they're getting all the cards ready, let's meet our two card sharks. Here they are. Hi, Brent. Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
You did real well yesterday. $8,200. First time to play the big money cards. And we'll see what happens today. Tell everybody about Durand.
I'm Durand Swanson. I work for a fire department in Orange County. I'm proud of it, and I love water skiing, snow skiing, football, and baseball.
Do you like Durand?
Yes, I do, as a matter of fact. In fact, my niece always introduces me as, this is my uncle, Durand.
Durand.
Right.
Good. Well, glad to have you back, champ.
Thank you very much.
All right, and this is Julie, the challenger.
Hi,
Julie.
Bob.
Will you quit touching the challenger?
Well,
yesterday, kept holding her hand. Durand, just leave the other contestant alone. Just reach over and bop him one. It's okay, Julie. There you go. All right, Julie.
Hi, I'm Julie Stevenson, and I'm a dance musical theater major at UC Irvine. And I love to twirl the baton and play games, have fun.
Durand, quit it. What? See him? He's frothing. We're glad you're both here. And I know you cut the cards backstage, and as I said before, we're going to pick it up from where we left off yesterday. The object of our game is to work your way across the board by predicting whether each card is higher or lower than the one preceding it. And when we stopped yesterday, we were right in the middle of game number one. As you can see, each contestant has but one card to go to win this game, and we're ready to go with our third high-low question of the game. So good luck to both of you. Here's your first question. Durand, it's for you.
Okay.
We surveyed 100 New York City policemen. We asked them, have you ever been arrested? These are policemen now. How many policemen admitted they have been?
no, Bob.
Durand.
No. I think if to be a policeman, that you've got to be more or less honest, trustworthy, and that carries on through. So I think that's probably going to be a relatively low number.
How many?
And I think that's probably going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 25.
25. Now, you're a fireman. Are you
Yes, sir.
trustworthy and honest?
Huh? You bet I'm honest.
You are.
I got to be honest.
Okay, 25 out
I
of
am
100
honest.
policemen admitted they've been arrested. Julie, will it be higher or lower than that?
Well, I don't necessarily think that they're more honest. I just think they wouldn't get arrested. I don't, so I think it's going to be lower.
Lower than the 25?
Yeah.
If you're right, then you get the first shot at the cards, if not Durand does. The actual number of policemen who have been arrested is 2. You're right. They were definitely lower than the 25. All right, Julie, here we are. When we left off yesterday, you'd frozen on the 8. That means that you won the high-low question. You can change that 8 right now.
I want to change that.
Change that card. Your 8 now becomes an 8. All right. For the game and $100, it's a 3. There's game number 1 to our challenger. Congratulations to you. So the lady wins game number 1, $100. Win 2 games, you win the match, you play the big money cards. And we'll begin game number 2 when we come back. But first, we must pause to come away.
Most embarrassing thing.
And we're ready to begin game number 2 of Card Sharks. Julie won the first game at $100. And again, you got to win 2 games to win the match. See what, Durand?
Grab
I
my
grabbed his
hand.
hand.
She grabbed your hand. Good. Contestants that play together stay together. It's really nice. Now, Lacey is dealing out new cards from the same deck, so let's begin. Game number 2, and the first high-low question goes to Julie. Julie, we surveyed 100 men, and we asked them, which do you find sexier? A woman in a revealing black negligee, or a woman wearing nothing at all? How many men said a woman in a negligee is sexier?
Well, Bob,
Somebody yelled higher.
from my experiences, mean, never mind. I would say from my experiences, that's about all I could, I will refrain from anything else. I would say it's a relatively high number. Would think that...
a woman in a negligee is sexier?
Yeah.
How many out of 100
I
do you
would think 68.
68 out of 100. Durand, what do you think about this one?
You know, I'll tell you, Bob.
Please tell me, because you've told me everything I know so far.
She put me in a bad spot. But you know what?
Who
I
did?
think, well, Durand.
Oh, she did? Oh.
Yeah. But I think a negligee is very, very nice. And I think it does kind of get in the mood and stuff like that. Yeah,
really?
It does. So I think that number is going to be higher than 68.
Really?
Higher?
I think it's going to be lower.
Yeah, I think it's lower, yeah.
Let's see. Actual number of men who said a woman in a negligee is sexier is 66. It was lower. Very close. Julie, you win control of the cards, and here is your card. It's an 8. Now, you won the high-low, so you can change it.
Change that card, Bob.
Change that 8. Your new card is now a 9. Gotta play it.
Tough one.
Bob, I'm going to go lower, Bob.
Lower than the 9. Taking a gamble. Is it lower than the 9? Yes, it is. Play it or freeze it.
We're going to go higher.
Higher than the 5. Here it comes. It's a 10. Now what do you want to do?
We're going to go lower, Bob.
Lower than the 10. Your card is an 8.
I'm going to freeze, Bob.
Freeze on the 8. All right. By freezing right there on the 8, Durand does not get to the card.
No.
Julie wins the next high-low question.
Tough.
She then can change that 8. Hey, you're going to have to hurry, pal.
Okay.
Okay? So hurry. Here's your question, Durand. Leave him alone, Julie. Durand.
Yes.
We surveyed 100 people, and we asked them, have you ever shown up at a friend's house for a party, only to discover it was the wrong night? How many people said they've shown up on the wrong night?
Bob,
Yes, Durand.
I'll tell you, I
Please
like
do.
to
You've
go
told
to
me everything
parties.
I know.
I like to go to parties. And I know when the day, the time, location, locale, city, everything. So I don't think too many people are going to be on the wrong day. So I think that's going to be a pretty low number, and I'm going to say it's probably around 34.
Go ahead.
34.
Thank you. Julie, he says 34 out of 100 people said they've shown up on the wrong night. Higher or lower than 34?
You know, Bob, I have showed up on the wrong night for parties, but I'm going to have to say it's higher, Bob.
Higher than 34?
I have...
Let's see. Actual number of people who have shown up for a party on the wrong night is 8. Only 8. Wasn't higher. It was lower. Now, all right, Durand, we got to move it now, guys.
I'm ready, Bob.
Here we go. Here's your card 10. Change your play.
Bob, please, let's change that
Give it
card.
a
Let's
10.
put an A for a deuce or something like that.
How about a 3?
That's a good card, and we are going higher
Higher than the 3. Your card is now an 8.
Oh, Bob, that is lower.
Lower than the 8. It's a 5.
I'm not going to freeze, Bob.
You're not going to freeze.
We're going higher.
We are.
We are.
We meaning
We
Durand.
mean right now.
Higher than the 5? Yeah!
That number is lower right now.
Lower to tie up the match. Is it lower than the queen? Yes! And Durand wins game number 2. So 1 game for each of our contestants. Tiebreaker game coming up, but we have to pause. We'll be right back for all the fun.
Look close.
Each of our contestants won a game. Each have $100. Have to win 2 games in order to win the match, so it's time to play a tiebreaker game. And the ladies are dealing out, Lacey's dealing out 3 cards in the tiebreaker game, only 3. Maximum of 3 high-low questions also. Winner of the game goes on to play for the big dollars. Good luck to both of you. Here's the first question. Julie, it's for you. Julie, we surveyed 100 child psychiatrists, and we asked them, generally speaking, should single people be allowed to adopt children? How many child psychiatrists said single people should be allowed to adopt?
Well, Bob, I got audience response here. I think that single children should be allowed to
How many
adopt.
single parents should be allowed to adopt?
Excuse me,
Yes.
single. I think single parents should be allowed to adopt children. That's my view. And because, I mean, just because they're married doesn't mean, I mean, you've seen enough marriages that, you know, have had children that where it hasn't been, you know, the children have not. I would say, I'm going to have to say,
out of 100.
65.
65 out of 100. Child psychiatrists said they should be allowed. Durand?
Boy, I kind of got confused just a little bit, Bob.
How many child psychiatrists said single people should be allowed to adopt? She says 65 out of 100 child psychiatrists said they should.
No, Bob, I don't think that if they're single, that they should be allowed. I mean, there is the exception to the rule, of course. But I think that number is going to be lower than 65, Bob.
I think they should be allowed. That's my personal view, bet. Actual number of child psychiatrists who said single people should be allowed to adopt children is 76. It is not lower, it is higher. All right, Julie, tiebreaker game. This is it. Only 3 cards. Change the space. If you don't like it, you won the question. It's a 7.
Change that card, Bob.
Let's do it. The 7 now becomes a 9. Not much better, but you got to play.
I'm going to have to go lower, Bob.
Lower than the 9. The card is a 7. Player freeze.
I'm going to freeze, Bob.
Freeze it on the 7. Keeps Durand away from the cards. You're just 1 card away from winning the match and a chance to play the big money cards. Right. She made it tough on you. Here we go. Next question. Durand, we surveyed 100 bachelors, and we asked them, have you ever had to borrow money from a girl on a date? How many bachelors admitted, yeah, they have?
Oh, I'll tell you something, Bob. When I was going out with my wife, I did have to borrow money, and she did pay for a couple of expenditures.
Did you pay her back? You married her.
I married her instead.
Cheap way to do it.
Yes, it is. So I think that that's going to be a pretty high number. I think that's going to be, 83.
83 out of 100 bachelors admitted that they had to borrow money. Julie, higher or lower than 83?
You know, Bob, I think that I've had that experience, but I still don't think there's, I mean, I've had some weird dates, but I don't think...
You had a guy show up in a black necklace, right?
Oh, no, Bob.
Higher or lower than 83?
I would say it's lower, Bob.
Lower than 83? The actual number of bachelors who have had to borrow money from a girl on a date is 46. It was lower. Julie, you froze on the 7. That means you get to change this card because you won the high-low question. Do you want to?
Bob, I want to change that card.
Change the 7. The card is now a 4.
Bob, we're going to go higher, Bob.
If it's higher than the 4, you're the new champ, and you'll play the big money card. 6, you're the new champ. Ah, Durand.
Good job.
Durand, you did very well.
I'm not worried about anything.
You're a nice man.
Thank
you
Bob.
very much.
I
You have a very
appreciate it.
beautiful son.
Thank you.
Congratulations and
Thank
thanks for
you.
being with us. All right?
Thank
So
you.
long, Durand.
Bye-bye.
Julie, come over here.
Yeah.
Julie's our new champ. Come right over here. Congratulations to you. Now, you've won $200, but that is nothing because now we're going to give you a chance to win the big money. And remember, the $200 that you've won so far is yours to keep no matter what happens. Now the ladies are going to come in, and they're going to deal from a deck of cards that you cut before we went on the air. Brand new deck of cards now, and it's time to play the big money cards. And here's how we do it. We're going to give you $200, new money to bet with, actually. $200 on the bottom row there. On the bottom line, what you must do is bet your way across the line by calling off high and low. When you get up to the second line, and we'll add $400 of betting money, and again, you call off high-low cards. Remember, minimum bet is going to be $50 until you get up to the top row. At that time, you must bet at least half of your dollars. Also, don't forget, you have an opportunity to change 1 card on each line by selecting one of the spare cards that Susanna is dealing out right there. So I want you to stand right up here. Let's give the lady $200, please. Good luck to you. You can turn that $200 into $32,000 if you play your cards right. Good luck. Here we go. And, Julie, your first card is a 6. Now, you want to play it or change it?
You know, Bob, I'm going to change that.
Change that card right away?
Number 3.
Number 3. Fine. The 6 now becomes a queen.
All right, Bob.
$200.
All of it lower.
$200 that is lower than the queen. The card is a 5.
Yeah.
You got $400.
Bob, all of it higher.
The lady's going all of it higher. Is it higher than the 5? No! Not higher than the 5. That means this 3 now goes up to the second row, and we give you $400 of betting money. And again, you can change 1 card on this line, so here we go.
All
400,
right,
how much?
Bob. All of it higher.
All of it that it's higher than the 3. The card is a 10.
Yeah!
You You've got $800. Play it or change it.
I'm gonna leave it, and I'm gonna bet 600 lower.
$600
Yes,
lower than the 10. It is a queen. Not lower than the 10. You're now at $200.
All right, Bob. All of it higher.
Higher than the queen? Yes, it was higher than the queen. The lady took a risk and it paid off. All right. That means the ace comes up here. You've got $400. What do you want to do?
Lower that. Lower, Bob.
Lower than the ace, the card's a deuce. Yeah, there you are. $800. All right. You did good. You did good. You didn't win thousands, but you won 800. The nice thing about it, you get a chance to do it all over again. We'll be back in just a moment to meet a new challenger for our champ right after these words.
One hour.
Then let's meet a new challenger. Here is that pretty lady right now. Well, hi, Jody.
My name's Jody Meltzer. I'm from San Diego. I'm the only girl in the family with 5 brothers. And to get away from them, I go to UCLA, and I'm a sophomore.
You want to get away from those brothers?
Yes.
Well, you live in a beautiful city, I'll tell you that. San Diego is just a gorgeous part of the country. We're glad you're here. You both cut the cards before the show, and we're dealing out cards right now. Lacey will deal them out from a brand new deck as we begin this match between Julie and Jody. So let's go to our first question. Goes to our champion. Julie, we surveyed 100 women. We asked them, if you had to choose between sex and cuddling for the rest of your life, which would you prefer? How many women said they prefer cuddling? You have to choose.
Well, Bob, I know that I myself would prefer cuddling over sex. I mean, you know, the warmth of that would just totally make a difference. So
Of what?
The warmth of cuddling
Cuddling, yes.
over sex. So I would say it's going to be relatively high, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob. I think it's going to be 70, Bob.
70 out of 100 women, you say, would prefer cuddling. Jody, would the actual number be higher or lower than 70?
You know, Bob, I know my grandparents are really romantic, and I'm not going to say which one I think my grandmother would prefer, but I'm going to say it's going to be higher than that.
You come from a family of 6 kids.
Right.
All right, and you think it's going to be higher than 70?
Yes.
It's a good thing your parents didn't just want to cuddle. You'd be an only child. Actual number of women who prefer cuddling is 68. No, it wasn't higher. It was just barely lower. All right, Julie, now you have control, and here we go. Remember, you can change this card because you won the high-low question, but it's a good one.
Higher, Bob!
Higher than the 2. Here we are. It's a 10. Player freeze.
Bob, I'm going to say lower, Bob.
Lower than the 10. She's going to go on, and it's not lower than the 10. You go back to your base at the 2, and that means that Jody gets a free shot at the cards. Jody, you didn't win the high-low question, so you must play off of this base, and that card is a 5.
All right, it's higher, Bob.
Higher than the 5. The card is now a 9. Player freeze.
That's
Freeze on the 9. All right. If you win the next high-low question, you'll have a chance to change that 9. Let's see if that strategy works for you. And, Jody, this next question is yours. Jody, we surveyed 100 married women. We asked them, do you always stick up for your husband in public, even when you know he's wrong? How many married women said they always stick up for their husband, even when they know he's wrong?
Well, I know that honesty is always the best thing to do. But when you're married, I think you need to be supportive of each other. So it's going to be a fairly high number. I would say about 74.
74 out of 100 women, you say, stick up for their husband even when they know they're wrong. Julie, how about it?
I wouldn't stick up for my husband. I would say it's lower.
Do you have a husband?
No?
That's why you wouldn't stick up for
That's
it.
right.
Lower. The actual number of married women who always stick up for their husband is 43. You're right, it was lower.
Bob, I'm
Now.
sticking that card.
I don't blame you. Let's go.
Let's go higher.
Higher than the deuce. Your card is a 4.
Higher, Bob.
Higher than the 4. Here it comes. It's a king. Lower than the king. It's now a 3. Higher than the 3. If I can find it, it is a 4. Yes. And there's game number 1 for our king. Ran him out. Good for you. $100 added to your total of winnings. We'll start game number 2 right after this. Team next time on Card Sharks. You got $1,100. Jody will be back, and so will Julie, and so will all of us at Card Sharks. Until then, I'm Bob Eubanks with Gene Wood, Susanna, Lacey, and the gang saying thank you. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Some of our departing contestants will receive a gift certificate from Sears Spring Summer Catalog with over 1,200 pages of ideas. 1-800 453-7000. And a calculator and no-nonsense pantyhose with 16-point contouring to make you look and feel terrific. Whatever your fashion, no-nonsense fits, and that's no-nonsense. And a watch, an Isodette spray and lozenges with benzocaine. Fast relief from sore throat pain. Sore throat, try Isodette, use as directed. And the member of our studio audience will receive from Tultex exciting active casual wear, including jersey t-shirts and fashion sweat shorts and cover-ups in Pressland acrylic and cotton Tultex. One of our polling groups will receive a microwave, food for one or a whole family. Discover how quick and easy cooking can be with its full-featured microwave oven from the Hardwick Stove Company.
Dawson, Combs, surveys, kissing, cash, kissing, fun, excitement, winners, kissing. All crammed into a full hour of The Feud, coming up next only on Game Show Network.